The Google Gang Podcast.
Right, Adam. How are ya?
I'm doing alright, you know.
Good to see you.
Yeah, nice seeing you
Never
again.
fucking shook your hand in me life.
Nah, this is so weird, you know.
What happened last night with your sausage rolls?
Well, like, we went to watch that Obo Johnson fella at the academy, and your bird was like, let's go get some food, you know, before the show, because she was hungry. So we, you know, I bought myself a big pack
A family
sausage rolls.
A family size.
Yeah, a family size pack. I'm a growing lad. So like we went and got like the sausage rolls and some cookies, and she got some sushi, I think, and like just a meal deal for something you'd have fucked before a concert goes and gets a meal deal, a fucking wet wipe. So then we walked to the fucking gig, like not even eating. We were like, oh yeah, we're gonna be allowed in this venue with some food. Then we got there and we were like, oh yeah, you're not allowed in with them sausage rolls. So I like went to the fella, listen lads, I'm gonna try and bring in a sausage roll. Ha ha. You know, like to subtly suggest.
And did you go back to the same security guard? For the
Yeah, he patted me down lad. And I went and fucking, so we went like round the corner to eat our scran. She like munched all them cookies down, I don't know what was up with that. She just ate bare, and I mean bare scran. She ate loads. You ate some.
Dude, a fair bit.
Yeah, and then I ate like 4.5 sausage rolls. Nah, we didn't. We had about 5 minutes in it. So then like I pocketed 2 sausage rolls and a cookie. And I walked up to the security guard and he went, oh, did you enjoy them sausage rolls? You know, like trying to say, yeah, I've forced you to eat 6 sausage rolls there. And I was like, you know, when my brain didn't say it out loud, I was like, your security's lax, do you know what I mean?
Because you got through?
Lad, I got through, I was sat there listening to Oliver Tree, whatever his name was. Fella looked like fucking grew off.
No, he looks
Despicable Me mixed with Conrad off Cat in the Hat.
I thought it was Duncan from Cat in the
Nah,
Hat.
not Duncan, lad. Who are you? You've never even read the fucking classic book. You fucking wet one. You know nothing, you. Do you know what I mean? I think
I've seen the film, mate, but no one knows.
Nobody remember. I don't remember the girl's name in Cat in the Hat, but the girl in Cat in the Hat's like boring, innit? You know what I mean? Like on the phonometer, I think Conrad got a bell end, and like she just got boring, clever, normal girl. It's quite forgettable. No, on the phonometer.
Who do you remember as the most boring person that you went to school with?
Boring person that I went to, do you know what? Ironically, probably myself. I was quite a boring man.
Really?
In school, yeah. And I used to go into school thinking I was proper funny, and I just like wasn't. Do you know what I mean? I think that I was like class clown and that, but nah, I never won class clown. You know, at the end to like prom,
yeah,
and you like win an awards for.
No one thought you were funny.
Nobody thought I was. I thought I was funny. Do you know what I mean? So then when I was like, we were at this thing, I had like a bowl cut, I had a full-on bowl head.
Like our mate Oliver Tree.
Yeah, like our mate Oliver Tree last night, Conrad, Consoggy Dog off Cat in the Hat, yeah. So like, when I was in school, I had this bowl cut, it looked like shit as fuck, looked awful and that. So like, I won best hair. And it was like the most ironic victory anyone's ever had.
Because you had the shittest
hair. I had the shittest hair in that school, you know what I mean? Big, greasy locks. Dandruff everywhere, do you know what I mean?
Did your mum just hate you?
Me mum still hates me, lad.
Why? I don't understand why.
If anyone you can understand that, you woke up to me, a kip on your couch, do you know what I mean? You know how I smell in the morning, never mind look in the morning. My ma looks at me every time I wake up in her Ken and she's like, why the fuck did I shag your dad?
You need to explain what Ken is.
Which?
Ken.
Oh, Ken. Ken is like kennel. It's where dogs live. So like in Liverpool we go Ken as in home or flat.
Gaff.
But in Liverpool a gaff's a party.
A gaff is a party?
Yeah, a gaff's a set.
In someone's gaff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So that's
So
why.
we're like, we're having a gaff at my Ken.
Yeah. Gaffing and I can.
So, can you also explain to me ket wigs?
Ket wigs are basic. Look, so you know when I sat there in my long hair back in the day, my bowl head down here? Well, like just long, shoulder length for those listening.
Basically a cunt that can't afford a haircut.
Exactly. So basically, a ket wig, someone with long hair, like kind of looks like someone from 1980s, scout, like Phil Thompson, if you're onto like Liverpool centre halves of the 1980s. Solid player, like, but he had like a big curly barnet. And
So how does this pertain to ket wigs?
also basically it's like a joke. Instead of getting a haircut, you'd save your haircut money up to get a bag of ket.
Okay.
So like, they were like, yeah, you've got long hair.
Is a haircut money like a common thing?
Haircut money? I don't know.
Like your mum just gives you money and be like, go get a haircut?
Nah, it's just a fucking joke, mate. It's not
right.
funny.
Because my mum used to take me to get a haircut.
Yeah.
We used to have to like trek from one side of the city to the other, walk through like 3 primary schools and a fucking rapist park to get to this woman's house. She had a fucking long as fuck driveway and a huge dog, and we'd walk down and every time, same style, number 2 all over.
Number 2 all over,
Literally
yeah.
in this bitch's kitchen. She's like, she's like, you want a fucking Monte Carlo? I was like, I'd like to keep my hair or have some style.
Exactly, but nah, never.
My mum used to pay her $5.
When I used to get a haircut as a kid, my dad used to do it. He'd be like, son, you look terrible. I was like, you cut me hair last week, you dickhead. And he was like, that's it now, too long. So he'd take me downstairs into the kitchen, he'd strip me clothes off me, I'd be sat there in me tighty whities and me socks, like that's it. Other than that, I'd be bare bollock.
But he's just shaving your head.
And he's just shaving my head, yeah. So I'd be sat there, like my feet would be like against the back of the chair, you know what I mean? So like I'd be sat like that, you know what I mean? Like a backwards shit. Like I was shitting backwards, and like when Butters on South Park on that episode, and he had like the, you know, like the bit of the toilet with all like the bits in it that make it work and that. Yeah. Like how you read a magazine on it when you're taking a shit. That it was like that. I'd be sat there with my top off, and my dad would just be sat there with the razor just
shaving you.
Just giving me a terrible haircut. I'd go into school the next day, and I'd be sat there in the queue for form, and this kid's just like right on the back of me head, you slaphead! And I was like, do you know what? I'm never, ever in my life going bald again. I'm growing my hair out, grew a big mushroom bowl, and then won best hair in year 11. Fuck, belter story.
Is that literally the highlight of your life?
It's the only thing I've ever won. Do you know what I mean? Like even in comedy, lad, I came second in the Beat the Frog World Series, and did I fuck deserve it? I died on my ass, and then came second to someone who was much better than me. If you're on it, do you know what I mean? It's not.
Who was it? Who did you come second?
It was Catherine Mather.
Who?
Exactly, no one's heard of her, but she's very talented. She's good at what she does.
What happened to her?
She just lives in London, lad.
Just gave up, man.
No, she's still going. She's
right.
smashing like gigs and that, but like I haven't seen her since then. Yeah, because she's good, innit? I don't get paid because I'm a liability.
Yeah. Tell me about like the craziest moment that you've had in stand-up that's not the one in Lennon's.
The one that's not in Lennon's. I even told you about the time I got glassed though, innit? Like when someone threw a glass at me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think on the last podcast, lad, I told you all my mad stories. I can tell you what happened like, after gigs and that, you know, like, after shows.
Because comedy's taken me to some weird places.
Yeah, but comedy when you're an 18-year-old alcoholic on the dole and get in between homelessness is a lot more fun. Do you know what I mean? Nobody else thinks it's fun, but you know when you're in your own little world, it's weirdy of a tale. Like, I had a job interview for this apprenticeship for Delta Taxis in Liverpool to be on the phone.
Oh,
like
right. Not driving a taxi.
No. It was an apprenticeship to work in a call centre. It was like one of my first ever interviews while I was doing stand-up.
You need to have an apprenticeship to work in a call centre.
You don't. I just had no qualifications because I got expelled 3 times from 6th form.
For what?
I was not going.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah,
no bad behaviour or anything.
Well, like, I was just lazy and that, couldn't be arsed. I felt like I was much better than the system.
I would assume that you were in like a special needs like learning unit at school.
Nah, I wasn't. I was quite clever, lad. I was in set 2. and one.
I don't know what that means.
I was in like the clever bit, and then the kind of clever bit.
And how many steps below are there? Like after that?
Like another like 5.
Oh really?
So I was quite high up. I was like meant to be like a straight A student, but
you never attended.
No.
So you could never achieve the dizzying heights of straight A's.
Nah, I just got the straight C's.
Maybe you might know about this. There's a friend of mine that went to school in Liverpool, and at his school they had like, basically it was a normal school, but attached to it was basically what he described as a school for fucked kids, basically.
Impact?
It could have been. It could have been. Do they have a gardening centre there?
Probably.
Like, this, apparently there's like this, basically, this whole area here that's like a grow, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It ended up becoming a grow because some kid got expelled for trying to grow weed in the garden centre.
That's
right?
amazing.
So instead of learning like maths and science, right, they were allowed to, learn how to garden and
farm
shit.
the land, and then my man thought, fuck it, I'm going to be an agricultural genius.
That's
I'm
right.
going to be a street botanist.
But the problem is that the garden went across, and then it went to like this concrete wall that had a little lip, and then it went down, and there was a street just here.
Yeah.
Does this sound like Impact?
Yeah, probably. But
Okay.
there's a couple of schools like that, do you know what I mean? It's just bad schools.
So anyway, they would not do any gardening. He's like, I did not plant one tree. All they would do is go to the hose, fill up buckets with freezing cold water, stand at the edge of this thing, and just swill cunts on
people walking around
on the street. And he's like, I did that for 2 years.
Did he? Who was that?
I can't say his name.
Oh, can't he? Is he just a friend of yours?
He's a bloke that I work with. His name's Ben.
Oh, that's sick, Dan. He's just throwing things over the wall.
He's just like, lad, we just used to fucking swill cunts.
He used to swill cunts, fucking.
He was like,
I wish I went to that school, you know.
He's like, for fucking 90 minutes, we'd just be filling up buckets and fucking chucking them.
Today's class, we're going to learn how to grow mushrooms. Nah, miss, we're going to take mushrooms and just ruin someone's day.
He's like, the best would be when you get someone on a bike.
Then they fall off, don't split their head open and that, because no one wears helmets. Yeah, that's it.
So, talk to me about Adam Hughes as like an 8-year-old child.
I was just...
Were you just normal, or were you playing by the rules, or because I was a fucking nightmare?
No,
child.
I was playing by the rules. I was a quiet little kid.
Really?
Yeah, my favourite band was Madness. I'd be singing House of Fun on the way to school, and then I'd go in and I'd play Pokemon. They had pretend to be a Pokemon. Do you know what I mean? I'd be running around the playground going Pikachu, and everyone else was going, why the fuck's that kid not been diagnosed with autism?
Are you autistic?
Nah, I haven't been diagnosed.
But is that because you haven't been for a diagnosis?
Nah, I went for like a little diagnosis test, and they were like, nah, you're fine, you're just a bit strange. And I was like, fair game, fair
You
play.
were just a bit strange.
Yeah, I just think I've been dropped.
We're going to play a fun game.
Oh, are we? You're actually going to play a game now?
You're going to play with me.
Ooh.
Guess my disabilities.
Guess your disabilities.
Plural.
Plural.
Yeah.
Plural.
Plural.
Oh, fucking hell. ADHD.
Yep.
Definitely, because you're off your tits.
Yep.
Possibly OCD, because your house is quite clean.
Yep. Keep going.
Asperger's.
No.
Nah, yeah, that's Paul Campbell.
Shout out to you, Paul.
I don't know, but you ADD.
No, just ADHD.
Post-traumatic stress disorder.
No. To get you back on track, it's to do with learning.
Dyslexia.
Yes.
Yeah, I could tell actually by the way that you spell, like, you got all your V's wrong. I was reading your fucking set before, trying to actually teach it how to be funny, and you were using like TH or whatever. I can't spell. THERE.
You can't spell, but you knew I was doing it wrong.
No, do you know what I mean? Yeah, I could just tell it was wrong. THERE you were using instead of THEIR. Or I
don't fucking know, mate.
I don't know, lad. I'm having a nice time. It's one of them. Yeah, so after that apprenticeship, bringing it back down to the original question, you fucking ADHD ridden bellend. Like, after that, I turned up in a suit. You know, because I wanted to get...
How old are you? 16?
A job. I'm 18 at that point, just been expelled.
So this was like 2 years ago?
Yeah, I was expelled from like me, you know, first sixth form, started comedy, like a month or two after I started, possibly 3 months. I had a gig in Sheffield that night, yeah. So I just think, why not? I'm already in town. I'm dressed in my suit. I'll look half dapper. I'll just go straight to Wetherspoons and get drunk waiting for my train. So after this interview, I just turn up to Lime Street Station, Wetherspoons, have about 4 bottles of Estrella.
There's a Wetherspoons in the train station.
Yeah, of course. There's a Wetherspoons everywhere in England. You know
I know there's a Wetherspoons everywhere, but not in train stations.
Yeah, most train stations have them. Leeds train station has a pub. Manchester, one of them does.
Really?
Yeah, Victoria has a pub, I think.
No way.
Yeah.
I've never noticed.
So I was like in this pub, getting drunk, having a nice time. And then my train arrived at about 3 o'clock.
In the afternoon?
Yeah, so I was like, Sheffield's a while away, I've got to get there for 8. So I was like, get there a couple of hours early, have a couple of drinks and enjoy myself. So on the
So you're already bladdered at 3?
Oh god, yeah.
Okay.
Tipsy, let's go. Tipsy. So then I like get
Tipsy's
on.
literally the excuse that white girls use when they don't
Getting
understand
fingered.
that they're pissed.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just tipsy. I don't know what
It wasn't
happened.
my fault, so I went on with Jonah. Fucking Jonah's a terrible name.
Who's
I
Jonah?
don't fucking know, lad.
Isn't that the guy in the Bible that got eaten by a whale?
Yeah,
And
possibly.
then the whale was like, oh, this tastes fucked, and spat him out.
No idea, lad. So then I get on the train. The fella, you know, like the guy who brings you snacks, he was like,
The trolley man.
yeah, the trolley man. He
It's
was
usually a woman.
well, he was a fella in this story. We're not sexist. On the Giggle Gang podcast. So this fella...
Famously not sexist.
Yeah.
With your host, misogynistic Matty.
Oh, you are misogynistic, Matty, man. So you are you hate women. So I got a ball, yeah, fuck it. Can I have 4 cans of Carlsberg, please? You know, 4 cans of Carlsberg will do me for the journey. And it done me for the journey. I had a lovely time, got off the train in Sheffield, even more tipsy than I was at first. And then I get lost, so I asked this homeless fella for directions. I was like, yo, where the fuck's your nearest Wetherspoons? And he went, yo, I'll just walk you there, I've got fuck all else to do. And I was like, I'll get you a pint. He was Irish, you know what I mean? I'm not just doing accents for no reason, he was Irish. So I was like, oh, Sans, I'll get you a pint for walking me there if you want. And he went, oh, that's grand. So we go in, and he's like, oh, I'll just have a pint of whatever you're having. So I was having like, oh, and can I have the strongest thing you have, please? And they were like, sure. And then he was like, what the fuck's this piece of shit? And I was like, I don't know, it's like resin or something. It was like 9%, tasted of shit.
You sure it wasn't Riesling?
It might have been, but it tasted wank,
Riesling is
whatever it
wine.
was. I think it was a can of lager. It was like craft lager. It was like 9%, and it tasted of dog shit anyway. So like I had that, and then me and this tramp were talking for ages, and the tramp was thinking I'm talking to this tramp, you know what I mean? We both look kind of homeless. He was homeless and I was on the verge of homelessness. So then this scout woman with one leg, she like hops over and she's like, oh my god, I can't believe there's another scouser in the middle of fucking Yorkshire. Is it time to sit down with you and like have a bevy and that? And I'm like, sure. And then turns out she was fairly rich because a dole came in that day. So like...
That's not fairly rich.
Yeah, for that day, that one day, she had some spending money. She had some spending power that day. So I was like, Sam girl, I'm skint, will you get us a bevy? And she was like, sure, I'll do anything for a fellow scouser. I was like, you're an embarrassment to our people. Well, I thought that I didn't say it because she was buying me beer.
Why was it important that she has one leg?
Because she had one leg, lad. I just think it adds to the story that she was disabled, to be honest.
So she had like nothing there?
Nah,
Was even a fake leg?
Nah, she just had a crutch. So she was like up and down and it was sick. So she hops over to the bar. Buys us all like pints, me, the homeless Irish fella, and then we're having a nice time. The Irish fella leaves, and then this drunk scout lady with one leg. No, he just fucked off.
Oh, right.
He thought our company was slightly worse than
being homeless.
Just lying on a bench for an evening. Because to be fair, I am a prick. So me and this lady were having a lovely time, just drinking away. And then it's like 5 minutes left to the gig, and I'm like, I've got to get off. And she's like, sound. So
Did she come with you to the gig?
Well, she was going to, but she went home instead. I think she shagged the taxi driver, being honest. I think she offered him a, service. So they dropped me off at this gig. And, in comedy, you're meant to do 5 minutes or 10 minutes when you're new.
Yeah.
Well, I got there and I had, it was like free drinks for some reason, so I ended up getting a couple of red stripes down my throat, and I'm annihilated. Like, I'm very, 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 very drunk. I'm enjoying myself. I can't speak properly. And I mean, I can't speak properly now after 0 drinks other than green tea. You know what I mean? So I was slurring. Get on stage. I do 45 minutes.
45 minutes?
Possibly. I don't remember, but the guy who ran the gig told me it was about 40 minutes.
And you were there for a 5-minute spot?
Yeah. So I overran like a twat. I wonder why I get called unreliable. But
did he ever book you again? Whose gig was this?
It was Ava Liversidge and Tom King's one in Sheffield. It was fun. It was a fun little open mic back in the day. So
it's now dead.
No, yeah.
No performer's got an opportunity to perform.
Nah, because I just ruined it. So
were you funny though?
Nah, I was dog shit. I was so bad. I was like one of the worst comedians back in the day. And then I missed me train to Liverpool.
Because you took so long on stage?
Yeah, so I missed me train because I took the piss. So I was like, well, I've got a friend in Leeds. So I got
Leeds
on,
is not Sheffield.
And it's not Liverpool either. So I just got on a train to Leeds wearing a suit.
Still from the job and you
yeah.
Delta taxi.
So I'm in this fucking suit on this train. I'm bladdered. This woman walks up to me and goes, "Are you alright, son?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She was like, "You're not." Gives me a packet of crackers, to like absorb the ale out of my stomach because I was dying. I get off, get in a taxi, go to my mate's house, and he's like, "Adam, what the fuck are you doing here?" And I was like,
"How much has all this cost you?"
Oh, it was a lot of money. My doll came in like that woman, so like we were flying that day, and I got some compensation from a car crash that I lied about. So we
what?
I'll tell you later. So we got on this. So I turned up, my mate's going, "Why are you in Leeds?" I was like, I was gigging in Sheffield and I missed me train, so I thought, can I sleep on your floor? And he was like,
"Did you not have a couch?"
Nah, it was like a shithole, lad. It was like a bench that was dead skinny and my body was bigger than the fucking bench, so I couldn't sleep there. But I didn't know this was happening because I was so drunk. And so apparently we had a party. I went to the Sainsbury's, bought 2 crates of Fosters, drank the majority of them apparently. I don't remember.
Hang on. So what time is this? Is this like...
This is like 1 in the morning.
And you're still drinking?
Yeah.
When are you gonna die?
Probably very soon. So I had these drinks and then the session, gaff, whatever it was, ended, and I've collapsed under this cunt's dining table. And I wake up and I don't know where the fuck I am. My head's gone, headache, bang, and just like fucking, you know what I mean, full on. I'm dying. I wake up, headbutt the dining table. And I'm like, I only went for a fucking job interview, where am I?
What the fuck?
And you
don't even remember the gig?
No, not really.
What?
I remember the recording on my phone. That's all I remember.
You've recorded it?
It's gone, it's disappeared, it's in there.
It's in the ether?
Yeah, it's somewhere. So like, I will, and when you wake up in like a girl's house, and you've just pulled randomly on a night out and you go, where am I? And you Google map it, thinking you're still in the city that you were meant to be in. Yeah, it was very similar to that. I had buttered this table, Google mapped it, thinking I'd be in Leeds. And I was in Chester, and it was 5 days later on some girl's couch from my primary school.
What?
Yeah.
5 days after the gig, and you're still in the same suit?
I was wearing the suit jacket, suit pants, nice shoes, and an Armani top, which was V-neck. But
Was that what you went to the job interview in?
No, like I bought it. But I remember being in Leeds, buying the Armani top. I remember like the days, but you know, the nights all like moulded into one when I was hungover on this Friday morning.
Did you not have anything to do during the day?
No, I was on the dole, that's I'd done nothing. So I woke up on this girl's couch and to an alarm saying you've got a dole meeting in 20 minutes. And I was in Chester, so I had to bomb down to the dole. So I said, see you later. But when I was buying the Armani top in Leeds, I went in and I was like, I had money on me because job seekers allowance, and there was like an offer on t-shirts. It was like, you know, like £15 for two, and I was like, Armani, that's a nice make. I'll buy 2 of them. Or we went after my mate, so I bought it thinking it'd just be a normal t-shirt, you know, like the whatever these ads, the circle.
Yeah.
And then I put it on that night. And my cleavage was fucking fabulous, but I didn't want anyone to see me tits. I didn't want to reveal me boobies, you know, like in that manner. So yeah, I had them. That was horrible. So when I went to my dole meeting, and it turns out that I set my alarm at the wrong time, so I could have slept in. My headache wouldn't have been gone, and the way I would have told this story would have been a lot more congruent. I turned up to the dole meeting, and my dole lady, my work coach, she was like...
Your work coach?
Yeah, it's what they're called in the dole. She's like...
Trying to teach you how to get work?
Yeah, she was like, you're 6 hours early. You've never been early for anything in your life. And I was like, oh, yeah, sorry about that, Helen. And then I just sat there applying for jobs for ages. No, I set the alarm at the wrong time, thought it was 9:30. Turns out me thing was like 3:30 in the afternoon. And she wouldn't let me leave the job centre because she knows I wouldn't have shown up. I was just sat there, just applying for jobs.
But were you like legitimately trying to get jobs? Or?
Yeah, I had a job. I was working at Anfield at the time. I was head hot dog chef.
Head hot dog chef?
Yeah, I used to make hot dogs. I used to open a packet of 8 hot dogs, throw them in like the pan, boil 8 hot dogs, move on to the next 8 hot dogs. I'd boil like 180 hot dogs in like 5 minutes. And like slap them into buns and sell them to Norwegians.
Why to Norwegians?
Because all Liverpool fans who attend the games are from Norway.
Really?
Yeah, man.
Is Liverpool like as far-reaching? Because a lot of my Aussie mates are Liverpool fans, but they've never even fucking been to Liverpool.
To be fair, you've barely been. Like, you know what I mean? We went the other day.
But I'm not a Liverpool fan.
And you sat there taking pictures with Cilla Black, you fucking
That was for my sister.
I know, your sister's lovely, you know.
Thanks.
I did appreciate her company that day. She was eating them tinned crackers in that random pub. And you were talking about this old lady bartender, like she was your nan. She was like my fucking grandma. Fucking can't leave strong.
Tried to give her the tin of biscuits.
Yeah, you tried to lead them with a tin of biscuits, and it was like, oh, what are you doing with a tin of biscuits? Why have you brought a tin of biscuits to a pub? And you're like, they're just fucking lovely, mate. Just eat a fucking tin of bit. And she's like, I don't appreciate that tone and swearing. What are you doing?
That poor old woman. Do you know what the name of that pub is?
No, I don't remember. I haven't been since.
It's a good pub though.
Yeah, I was looking for
free jukebox.
Yeah, free jukebox.
Right across the road from the train station.
I can't believe you left with techno on. Like, it was just our fellas sat there, you know, just listening to like a Piano Man by Billy Joel. You know, there's like the correct music for that sordid, depressing setting.
Yeah.
And you were like, nah, let's put a bit of trance on.
And then I just left.
And then you left, yeah. Some old man's just sat there with 2 pints of John Smith's, listening to Come With Me by Special D, depressed. Fucking Australian cunt.
So tell me about what happened with this car crash.
Oh, it was like a bus crash. I was doing a gig in London, and I got on this National Express, and it was me, a load of people from Birkenhead, and some girl called Wadge from Stoke.
Right.
She's sick here, Wadge. And it was like a 7-hour journey. We picked Wadge up in Stoke, so it was me, all the woolly
on National Express?
Yeah. On the way to
But how do you know all these people's names?
Because like I met them to Carmel. We're all on the same claim.
What do you mean? Oh, because you've claimed insurance with them. Okay, that's where you remember that.
You know
so
what I
on the
mean?
bus journey, you're not like, oh, what's going on?
Well, that's how we met.
Oh, right.
Yeah, they were frightened of me, and then they realised that I was
Frightened of you?
Yeah, because it was quite loud.
Are people from like Runcorn and Birkenhead, is that considered the Wirral?
Runcorn isn't. Runcorn, I don't even know what it's.
Runcorn's just Runcorn, but Birkenhead's Wirral?
Runcorn's Chernobyl of the North. It stinks. Runcorn smells a bit.
Yes, those lads last night were from Runcorn.
Yeah, they were alright, like, they left, fair play, but Runcorn smells. So, like, we're on this National Express, we're all having a nice time, we all fall asleep on the floor, we're all lying under the seats, wrapped in our coats, trying to get, like, a kip, you know, like, just before we get...
Under the seats?
Yeah, we're lying under the seats, because I, you know what I mean, I've tramped it all over the place doing stand-up. So I'm like, fuck it, this is much more comfy than trying to lie on the seats. And they were like, it is. And I was like, I know, because I'm a genius. I know how to make anything slightly more comfy.
So you're laying on the floor of a bus?
Yeah, lying on the floor of this bus.
Have you seen the picture of Sean Pachkovsky lying in the luggage hold above the seats on a train?
No, but he definitely could fit. He's a small, scrawny little beast, isn't he? I like Sean. Is he Polish? Or is he...
He's, yeah.
That's sick, you know.
Something like that.
So we basically in London, because the traffic's that shit and like stop-start, the brakes on our bus just stopped working, and we went at 3 mile an hour into the back of this Ford Mondeo. So like nobody got any damage, but you know, because we were poor and that, we were like, let's claim. All the people from Birkenhead just sat there taking pictures of the front and the back of the bus, and you're like, we'll attach it into the email. And then like 2 weeks later I got a like message from this solicitor saying that they filed for an insurance claim
to National Express.
Yeah, claiming on them. And I was like, what, they actually did it? So I just followed through with the claim and ended up getting money to go to Sheffield and get way too drunk and wake up in Chester.
How much money are we talking? Thousands or hundreds?
Hundreds.
100?
Yeah, it was just over £1,000.
Okay.
But like I wasted it in a week.
Of course you did.
Yeah, of course I did, yeah.
Do they, like, obviously I don't know anything about British schools. Do they teach you how to deal with money? Because I feel like nobody here has any fucking clue.
They try to, like, we had like PHSE day or something. Don't know what it stands for, but that's where they do like the business and the teaching how to use taxes and sex education randomly. Just PHSE day, we're just gonna learn about chlamydia for an hour.
Chlamydia and
invoices. Well, it was a good day, that one. Learned how to invoice for brasses. You know what I mean? It was like solid, like in one little go.
You need to explain what a brass is.
I was a prostitute. Right. I've never used one. I can't afford them. They're too expensive, and I never would because they stink.
Good.
And so
they're too expensive.
So basically, I don't know how money works. So if I get a splurge it on anything.
Fuck. What was your first ever job? Did you have a job in school?
Yeah, my first job. My dad got me a little job working with him as a maintenance guy for Subway.
Right.
And it was quite fun. Like in the middle of the night, we'd just be sat there making sandwiches while we're fixing the toilet. Like we had this job in, I'll always remember this because it was horrible, in Kirby Industrial Estate, where like someone had shat themselves in Subway and flushed their shit stained tighty whities down the bog, and it jammed the bog and it like flooded the entire Subway toilet. So he got called in and they were like, yeah, the toilet's broke. So my dad went in with like, you know, like spare parts trying to fix it.
Yeah.
You know, from the top of the thing. So he's doing all this and he's like, it still won't unblock. Adam, put your hands down the bog and see what you find. And it's flooded everywhere. There's like 3 feet of shitty water. I've got no wellies on. I'm sat there in my feeler trainees from fucking Sports Direct, shopping and shit. So I'll put my hands down.
How old are you at this point?
Like 15. So I'm a little body face, skinny runs, grabbing this shitty thing, and it was attached to the motor, and luckily I didn't know anything about like motors, so my dad had to go and do that. So I was just mopping shitty water for 5 hours.
Do you want to hear a story about shit?
I always want to hear a story about shit.
So have you seen that film My Sister's Keeper with Cameron Diaz?
Isn't that the one about cancer?
Yeah.
I cried at that. It's a sad film.
It's a gripping film as well. Like, you don't want to leave.
Yeah, you don't want to leave, but you just want to show that you're emotional, just so people don't think you're heartless.
Yeah.
Like, I was just out there stabbing myself, just trying to cry. You know what I mean?
So I went to see My Sister's Keeper with my mum and my brother's ex-girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
So we're sitting in the cinema, and obviously the film's going on, and we're about maybe 40 minutes in, and I need a shit. And I look at the ticket, right? I look at the ticket, and I'm like, we're exactly halfway through. And I was like, I reckon I can make this. And I didn't want to leave because the story was so gripping. Like, it's a fucking great film. So I was like, I'm going to stay here. I'm going to tough it out. And I was in a cinema that I was familiar with, but not that familiar with.
Yeah, you don't know where the toilets are.
Well, I was like, I know what they look like when I get there, and I thought I knew where they were. So I was like, as soon as I'm done, bang, straight out, gone, right? But then, as the time went on, I couldn't even focus on the film. Like, I was crying, but not because of the content of the film. Like, I was in pain.
Yeah.
I was in pain. So anyway, it got to like the last 5 minutes, and like the big end had happened, but there was still like a little bit, and I was like, I have got to go. And it was late at night as well. So I run out of the cinema and I run this way. What I didn't realise is the cinema where we were, the toilets were just there on that side. But I ran that way, ran all the way out into the foyer, and then just screamed at a member of staff who's like shoveling popcorn. I'm like, where's the toilet? And she was like, back there. And I was like, oh. So then I start running. And I was like, oh, I can't run. So I'm doing like a fast, like Olympic walk, right? Wiggling my hips. And I get to the toilet and I'm like holding myself. I'm like, oh. And I end up stopping. And then I take like a big deep breath and I was like, I can't fucking stop. Like, I have to keep going. Anyway, I get there, I get to the cubicle, and this is one of those toilets, you know, it's like sinks and then urinals, like all the way down, and then like 2 cubicles at the end. It's one of those fucking shit toilets. So I get right to the end, right? I get in the first cubicle. I don't even lock the door. I just take my pants off, and as I'm in the cubicle, as I'm taking my pants off, my body just goes, oh, he's made it. And it just goes straight out the back. So it's all over my pants. It's all over my underwear. It's all over the toilet. It's all over the floor. It ends up going on the wall on the back, the wall on the side. It's everywhere.
That'd stain the wall as well.
Now, you know what the highlight is?
What?
This whole exercise had maybe taken 3 minutes, okay, from walking out of the cinema. As I said, the movie had 5 minutes to go. So that comes out, and a bunch of lads walk in there, drying their eyes from the sad film and wanting to take a piss or a shit. Normally, walked in, and this guy just comes in and he goes, what the fuck is that? He was like, mate, that is fucked. He's like, whoever's in there, that's fucked. And I'm just standing there with me undies in my hand, with me clumpy shit. Like, it was one of the worst poos I've ever done. It smelled so bad. And I just looked at the toilet and I was like, this is not good. So what I did was I took toilet paper and I sort of tried to like mop up what was around the toilet seat, because I still had like a bit more to go. So I was like, I still have to keep going. And then I was like,
at least part of the shit had to be a little bit aesthetically correct.
Yeah, well, I just needed somewhere to sit, and I didn't want to sit in my own shit. So then I got to this point where I'm sitting down on the toilet, and I look there, and there's just my poo on the wall on my left, and then I look there, and there's my poo on the right, and I'm just like, I'm just sitting in a den of my own shit. Like, so I was like, I have to swap cubicles. Like, I couldn't focus because there was too much poo everywhere. So I was like, right, and I'd taken my undies right off, so I pull my pants back up. And I'm like, okay, so I've got my undies like in my hand, right? I walk to the next cubicle and I leave that door open to quote unquote, air it out, right? No one's in the toilet at this point, because I wait and I check underneath to make sure no one's there. Quickly swap into the next one. A guy comes up, he opens the door, and he goes, "Holy fucking shit!" And I was like, in the other cubicle. And then he's obviously there with his mate, and he was like, "Come and get a load of this." No way. He's like, "Look at this." He's like pointing to him, and I was like, "Oh no."
Little did you know, that was me and me dad before we started wearing.
So I've got me shitty undies, right, in me fucking hands. I'm trying to wipe everything out. My pants, I didn't get that much shit on my pants, but there was definitely poo on my pants. Like I stunk of shit, literally.
Yeah.
So I like clean myself up, right, and finish off me full poo, and then I walk to the sink, because I was like, I don't want to get rid of my underwear. Like, I don't want to flush them away or throw them in the bin. So I start washing my underwear in the sink, right. I've got no underwear on under my jeans, and a guy walks in to me, just fucking soaking me shitty undies in the sink, and he just looks at me, and I'm just like, just shook my head and just went back to doing it. I wring them out. I'm like, these should be fine. Anyway, I put them in my pocket, and I'm like, I better go find Mum and my brother's ex-girlfriend, right? So I'm walking through, and Mum's like, "Did you make it?" And I was like, "Yeah, I did." And then she was like, "Oh, you stink." She was like, "What happened?" I was like, I have shit myself." And she was, and then I was like, she's like, "Where are your underwear?" I was like, "They're in my pocket." And she's like, "Throw them in the bin." I was like, "They're my favourite underwear." They're like these green, like Rio undies. I was like, "Oh, fuck." So I throw them away. Anyway, we get to the car, and she's like, "Matt, you actually smell of shit." And she's trying to keep it a secret from, at the time, my brother's girlfriend, now no longer together. This may or may not have something to do with that. But I was like, right, panic stations. Guess what Mum has in the back of her car?
Voila.
A tarpaulin. You know, like one of those blue, like IKEA bag type, big fucking tarpaulin. Puts it over the seat. Now it's extremely obvious that I shit myself. So my brother's girlfriend's in the back. We drive home with the windows down all the way. Drop her home at her house. And then the whole way home, Mum's just like, you should not be proud of this. Like, this story can never be told. But you
definitely are proud of it, to the point that you're going to tell it on a podcast that maybe 15 people are listening to.
It's an alright story.
Yeah, it's a solid story.
But
the shit wasn't solid and it ruined your day.
It really was. It was one of the worst shits ever. Have you ever had a beef stroganoff?
Nah, never had one of them.
Or like a chili con carne? Like a chili con carne?
Chili con carne.
Yeah, it was like mushy but lumpy.
You know what, like, people listen to podcasts, you know, to get opinions on certain things. They listen to podcasts, you know, to calm themselves down, you know, on a day. Like me mate listened to our last one out loud, and if he listens to this one out loud in uni, in the library, is he gonna get in trouble?
No, he's not. You did way worse things on the last one.
Yeah, probably. I was only calling you misogynistic and saying that I won. Who was it? Ringo Starr to die.
We don't need to revisit it.
Nah.
I want to talk to you about travel. Do you have any expectations or hopes of travelling outside of the UK?
Well, I've always wanted to. And then I looked at my bank account, and my bank account went, "Mate, you're not going to go to Canada. You're not going to go to Australia or the States. The furthest you're going is Southport Pontins." And that's
Southport Pontins?
Oh, just a shithole. Like a little holiday camp for people who can't afford to go to Benidorm.
Right. Benidorm's so affordable though.
Exactly that. Like,
why don't you just save some money?
I'm on it. Like, I miss my previous job. Do you know what I mean? The job I used to have used to be like financially secure, except for the fact, like, instead of going to work, I'd be passed out because the Romanians had spent an entire evening battering each other. It's really difficult to sleep when there's Eastern Europeans doing a little bit of domestic abuse. You know what I mean? So I got sacked, and now look at me and fucking munching your food. I owe you 20 quid. I owe Rahul Kohli money for some reason. I owe someone else money. I owe Merseyrail £320 in train fines for not paying for the train to get to the job that I got sacked from. Me life.
How did they find you?
How did he find me? I walked fucking up to the fella and he was like, have you got your ticket? And I was like, you've got me this time, mate. And it happened like 4 times in a row. And it was like...
But other times you'd go without a ticket and it would be fine, you wouldn't get
Yeah,
caught.
but 4 times in a row on the way to work, and then I got sacked on the Friday. It was an amazing week. It was financially and mentally scarring. Do you know what I mean?
After the second time, would you not just buy a ticket for the third one?
I was skinned.
Oh, right. You couldn't even afford the ticket.
Nah.
Let alone the fine.
Yeah, exactly. And I was getting paid like decent money as well. I was wasting all the money hanging around with a dwarf who has a colostomy bag.
Where did you find him?
Or I found him in college, lads. He's a... Mini Mark is a good mate of mine. He's a legend. But he's a dwarf with a colostomy bag. And I know it's a bit hard to talk about him in, like, you know, like in this public forum in that regard. But he's just
A dwarf with a colostomy bag?
nah, he's a legend, man. Don't.
I love him.
He's my favourite little guy. Like he's been smashing Tinder recently. Like
Really?
he's proper trying to get his nut. It's very difficult for him to get his nut because he's a dwarf with a colostomy bag.
Does he put that on his profile?
Yeah, it is. You know, on his Tinder
No.
bio, it's I'm 5'1" and a shit out me tummy.
Really?
Nah,
Just about to say. I
nah.
was like,
It's something like if it's something shit. It's like it's cute though. It's like if you're a Tory, it won't work. Sorry. Like, if I look like you, I'd take a relative. Do you know what I mean? I'd be desperate to fuck.
hang on. You're saying if you were a dwarf with a colostomy bag, you'd fuck your cousin.
Probably.
What are your family like? Are your family like you?
They're really normal. You know, my family is so much more normal.
Are they scouse as fuck?
No, they're quite
Normal.
They're from Liverpool, but they're not like obnoxiously.
Scouse.
Yeah, they don't sound like.
Have you eaten scouse?
Nah, I don't like it. I hate stew. It's a stew. I don't like it. Like, my family sound decent. They just sound like decent, normal people from Liverpool.
Yeah.
Like, my accent is so bad. I don't know why it's so bad. I think because when I started doing stand-up, I done it drunk. So then I got used to sounding drunk. So now I'm walking around the streets of Manchester sounding like a fucking... Someone's jammed a bit of paper into a Hoover.
Literally, everyone last night thought you were drunk.
Yeah, and I was.
Well, you were, but you weren't like as drunk as you could be.
Yeah, of course. But I was by the time I got back in here, lad. I was gone. I don't know how. I never ate yesterday. I think I had like a bacon and egg butty at 7:30 in the morning. And then just sat there waiting to, you know, like get the tickets. You were meant to be like going on the radio yesterday. But like...
I'm sort of glad we didn't go on the radio.
Nah, because if it wouldn't have been
good.
PG. It wouldn't have been good either. It'd be similar to this, except every now and then there'd be like an interlude of an advert.
Where do you see Adam Hughes in 5 years? Do you think you're going to get some sort of like cool fashion style? Do you think you're going to be doing stage shows? Do you think you're still going to be bordering on the edge of homelessness?
Lad, I didn't need this feeling of existential dread. I hope I'm still mates with Mini Mark. I like that guy. I know it's a bit hard, but I hope I'm still mates with him. Cause
Why would you not be?
Oh, because I'm an arsehole. Realistically, in 5
Me and
years...
you are only just mates.
Exactly. So in 5 years, lads, I reckon I'll be still doing the open mic circuit, going from job to job, thinking I'm a character in a Bukowski novel.
What is a Bukowski novel?
It's a novel written by the poet and writer Bukowski.
Right.
he wrote the post office and factotum, and essentially the stories about going from job to job, just trying to coast.
What job do you want to do? Comedy?
I don't know, lad.
Or do you have a real job that you want to do?
Well,
Like, would you like to be like, you know, a social media marketer, or like a
if I wanted to be a social media marketer, I'd have marketed my social media so I had more than 202 followers on Twitter.
Is it like a job that you actually like?
Well, every job I've had, I enjoy for a week, and then I'm like, all the people are cunts, but in reality,
It's you.
yeah.
You're the common denominator. What happened with your job at Beer Killer?
Oh, well,
You took the piss.
yeah. After work, I walked up to the manager and I was like, do we get staff drinks? And he went, yeah, fire away, mate. You know, meaning one. And I drank 3.5. Not loads, but more than one.
But he never stipulated one.
Yeah, but like, it's like kind of common knowledge that you only get one drink after work. So then, like, the next day, I'm like waking up at 4 p.m. I open my eyes, I'm a bit blurred, I go on the work Facebook page to check the rota, and it said, like, the manager posted, if you get caught pouring your own pints after work, consider yourself gone from this business. And I was like, it can't be me that he's on about, although I did just go behind the bar and pour myself 3.5 pints.
Did you just go like was it 3 separate glasses or one glass and you just kept going back?
It was like one glass, I'd drink it, put it down, and then go back and get another one. So I was like, nah, that can't be me. So I sent him a direct message
saying, you're not talking about me, are you?
and he went, 3.5 pints though, lad. I went, just take it out of me wages. And he was like,
you don't even make enough to pay for those pints.
yeah, because you're a fucking down and out little scrote on a Christmas temp job and all that. You definitely can't afford 3 pints of Carlin.
This has all gone very depressing.
And then I was like, so yeah, I'm jobless again.
Can you liven the mood up with some fun?
And he was like, yeah, you don't have a job anymore, consider yourself done, come in, collect your wages. And then 3 months later, they eventually pay me after I've complained that they didn't pay me, putting me in debt. The fucking Irish cunt. I hope you're listening, you fucking bellend.
Right, we're going to liven this up with a happy story. Did you have any pets as a kid? Like a dog or a cat or a bird? Or a lizard?
My dog's dead.
Okay.
The other 2 dogs are alive though. Yes! Fucking happy again, man! Woo!
Tell me about the dogs.
Oh, when we were little, like, my dad was like, with his bird, not like a parakeet, like a woman called Joanne. And they got 2 dogs called George and Benson. Not named after the singer, George Benson. Like, Joanne always wanted a dog called George and told me dad that he can name the other one. And
so he called it Benson.
My dad's shit at naming things, do you know what I mean? So we met the father, the actual dog father of Benson, and the dad was called Ben. So my dad was like, we can call him Ben's son. And Joanne was like, yeah, Benson's a nice name. So then every time we walked the dogs, they were like, are you big fans of George Benson? And
Who is George Benson?
He's just a folk musician, or I don't know, soul musician.
Is he American?
Probably.
Okay.
He's good.
What sort of dogs are they?
They were a black Labradors. They were lovely. Benson's dead now.
Right.
Yeah, he's dead. But George is still going. He's like 15 now, or 13, or 10, or I don't know. He's old. He's surviving.
Any good stories from the dogs?
Nah, not really.
Pretty boring dogs.
They were just dogs. They just sniffed asses for a bit.
Do you want to hear how my dog died?
Oh yeah, let's tell a happy story.
So I
want to know how my dog fucking died?
So I had this dog in New Zealand called Benji, right? And every time we'd take Benji down to the beach, he'd go absolutely mad. Like, you'd let him off the leash and he'd just run. He'd just run to the other side of the beach and run back and run, just back and forth. And then
if this story ends with your dog going on a beach and then ending up running into a cinema and cleaning up your shit, that's an excellent callback.
So... It doesn't.
It's just a happy story about a dog dying then, guy.
You know how like dogs chase like wheels on cars or like trailers?
Yeah.
They try and like bite them.
Yeah.
So like we're by the beach and he's like off for a run, you know, going mad,
and he tried to bite.
He spied a trailer with a big fuck off 18-foot fucking speedboat on it, and he was like, I'm having that. And so he went up trying to bite the wheel and
snapped his neck.
Just fucking smashed his old head open, mate.
Can we actually tell a happy story? Just talked about my dog dying, talked about my existential dread, my massive amounts of debt.
Well, I'll tell you what,
sack loads.
I'll tell you what that dog did for me and my loneliness and my fucking...
No, we're not doing that. We're not having another podcast on the Giggle Gang where we're going to sit there and discuss why we do comedy because we're depressed. If you're a comedian and you're listening to this, you don't do comedy because you're depressed. You do comedy because you're bored. Shut the fuck up. Cunt, carry on. That I had to say that. They make me angry, comedians. I was in bed the other night listening to fucking comic after comic. Sit there and go, yeah, I've just got anxiety. Everyone has anxiety. It's you might have been diagnosed with it as a mental illness, but let's be honest, you're not that anxious if you're sitting there saying you're depressed to 15 people, 9 of whom are your friends every Sunday, Tuesday, Monday and Wednesday in the same city. You wet ones like the Manchester comedy scene needs to die. Burn it down. Sorry, lad.
I think we're going to end it there.
Let's carry on. I think we can. We've got how long we...
I've almost done an hour.
Yeah, we can do another half an hour or two. Quite easily.
On what?
On anything. Like, do you know what I mean? We've sat there, we could burn down the comedy scene. I love the stand-up scene in Manchester because it gives you a place to go and gig. And they're all chatting shit about each other and call themselves friends. You're not. You're all rats against each other, and I hope you all learn to come in as a collective, give yourselves a big hug and actually acknowledge that some of you are talented. Listen, follow your dreams. Do you know what I mean? Gotta end on, if it ends in it, gotta end on a positive note, rather than discussing your dead dog and you shitting yourself and me being in financial insecurity for the rest of my life. Believe in yourself. Do you know what I mean? Be really happy. Is this the way we were meant to end it? Was I meant to go into my character act and just start talking? Probably not. But yeah, I'm still the highest listened person, and that's because Matty needs to learn how to promote his podcast by getting people on who actually have a following, rather than just having me on twice with me 202 followers. and Anna Spark on every other week because you won a competition. She is actually one of the fucking few interesting ones. So we're gonna end this by plugging the rest of them. Fucking Mr. Badger has a 10-minute little clip on this Spotify and you know what? It's fucking quite funny. So well done, Donald, you legend, for pretending to be a paedophile who sings like Madonna, because that's a good one. Listen to Anna Spark probably talk about things that I didn't listen to her one. She's on like 5. Scarlett Dobson's got one. That's have you heard of any of these people? No. They're just Facebook friends of mine, and if you're bored, listen to it. But believe in yourself. Yeah. And we'll see you at Giggle Ganger Binary Bar every Sunday. We'll see you in Hold Fast, which is underneath. It's underneath Hatter's hostel, and go there every Monday. Go on Wednesdays. There's Comedy Balloon at the Ape and Apple.
Tuesdays, Folk and Soul, Belly Laugh.
Belly Laugh. That Dan Baines he looks like Peter Griffin. He runs that one with Phil Sutton, who's really stones, and everyone wants to shag his missus. And that's quite good. They've apparently got a TV act on soon, so go every week and you might see someone worth watching. Most of the time you'll just see me having a mental breakdown, or Matty being Australian and hating women. We've got Tom B on the podcast, so if you're listening to this and you're having the next episode, he'll be talking about probably wrestling for 45 minutes and not much else. It won't have any substance like this one and the rest of them, because they're terrible. If you're still listening to this, I'm gonna advertise thing. If you want, you can come to a random little bar in Skipton on a Sunday once a month. I don't know what the actual dates are because I'm a terrible promoter. We're running one. Are you still recording? What's going on? You've
got to say goodbye, mate.
I have to say goodbye. Why do we have to sit here and like fit into these societal norms? Do you know what I mean? We could just be different. Believe in yourself. Have a wank once a day. Eat an apple. It keeps the doctor away.